Would you believe that the number of stars in the observable universe may be greater than the number of grains of sand on every beach on Earth by thousands, perhaps even millions of times? Think about that for a moment. Before we go any further, subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this, because by the end of this story, you may never look at the night sky the same way again. Now imagine yourself standing on a beach. Look down. See those tiny grains of sand beneath your feet? Pick up a handful. There may be thousands of grains in your hand. Now imagine every beach you've ever seen. Then imagine every beach on Earth, from the Caribbean to Africa, from Asia to Australia, from the Americas to the remote islands scattered across the oceans. Imagine collecting every grain of sand from all of them, one grain, then another and another. Eventually, you're dealing with an almost incomprehensible number, roughly a quintillion to 10 quintillion grains of sand, depending on how the estimate is made. That's a 1 followed by 18 to 19 zeros. You might think, surely nothing in nature could possibly outnumber that. But now, look up. The night sky is not empty. Every point of light you see is telling you something extraordinary. Our sun is one star among an enormous population of stars in the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is only one galaxy. There are thought to be hundreds of billions to perhaps trillions of galaxies in the observable universe. And when astronomers estimate the total number of stars in that observable universe, they arrive at a staggering figure somewhere around 10 squared to 10 square quart stars. That's a number so enormous that our brains aren't naturally equipped to visualize it. So let's bring it back to the beach. All the sand on all the beaches of Earth versus the stars in the observable universe. Depending on the estimates, there could be thousands to millions of stars for every grain of sand on Earth's beaches. Read that again in your mind. For every tiny grain of sand, thousands or potentially millions of stars. And here's the part that should make you stop and think. A star isn't just a little point of light. Our own sun is a star. And orbiting our sun are worlds, planets, moons, asteroids, and comets. Our galaxy alone contains an enormous number of stars, and astronomers have discovered that planets are common around other stars. So when you look at the night sky, you're not looking at a handful of lights scattered across some enormous black ceiling. You're looking into an ocean of stars. And yet, we're still not finished, because everything we've been talking about is only the observable universe. Observable means the portion of the universe whose light has had enough time to reach us. The universe itself is about 13.8 billion years old. But because space has been expanding while that ancient light traveled toward us, the observable universe today is roughly 93 billion light years across. That's approximately 880 sextillion kilometers across. And the truly humbling part? We don't know how large the entire universe is. The observable universe could be only a tiny portion of everything that exists. The universe could be vastly larger than what we can see. It may even be infinite. So the next time you walk along a beach and feel the sand beneath your feet, stop for a moment. Pick up one grain. Look at it. That tiny grain represents something almost impossible to comprehend when compared with the stars above us. Because somewhere beyond everything our eyes can see, there may be thousands, millions, or more stars for every grain of sand beneath your feet. And suddenly, the beach doesn't seem so big anymore. The universe does. If this story made you look at the universe a little differently, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone else, and subscribe so you don't miss the next story.
I just did the math, and it broke my brain. We say space is big, but we never explain how big. The Milky Way has about 100 billion stars. Most of them have planets, on average 2 per star. Now, here's the part that hurts your head. The observable universe contains around 2 trillion galaxies like ours. Do the math. That's about 300 sextillion planets. A 3 followed by 23 zeros. You can't picture that. So try this. Count every grain of sand on every beach and desert on Earth. You'd still be short. Each grain would need to represent over 40,000 planets. Still not enough. Give every human alive today their own planets to explore. Each person would need to visit 30 trillion worlds. One planet every second for a million years without stopping. That's how many worlds exist. That's how small we are.
Here are the key numbers. Age of the universe, about 13.8 billion years. Observable universe radius, about 46.5 billion light years. Observable universe diameter, about 93 billion light years. You might wonder why it's larger than 13.8 billion light years across if the universe is only 13.8 billion years old. The reason is that space itself has been expanding while the light was traveling. So the galaxies that emitted the oldest light we can see are now much farther away than 13.8 billion light years. The short answer is, we don't know how big the entire universe is. We only know the size of the observable universe, the part whose light has had time to reach us since the Big Bang. How big is the whole universe? We don't know. Current observations suggest that the universe is at least hundreds of times larger than the observable universe, if it is finite. Possibly infinite, extending forever in all directions. So the observable universe may be only a tiny patch of the entire cosmos. To put the observable universe in perspective, light travels about 9.46 trillion kilometers, 5.88 trillion miles, in 1 year. The observable universe spans about 93 billion light years, or roughly 880 sextillion kilometers, 8.8 × 10⁻³ kilometers. It contains an estimated hundreds of billions to a few trillion galaxies, each with millions to trillions of stars. Even traveling at the speed of light, it would take about 93 billion years to cross the observable universe from one side to the other, and with ongoing cosmic expansion, such a journey would never actually be completed. In summary, observable universe, 0.93 billion light years across. Entire universe unknown. It could be vastly larger or even infinite. Now imagine taking every grain of sand on every beach on Earth and putting them together. Scientists have estimated that there are roughly 10 to 10 fine grains of sand on Earth's beaches. That's about 1 quintillion to 10 quintillion grains. Now here's where it gets mind-blowing. The observable universe contains an estimated 10 quadrant to 10 quar stars. That means there could be roughly 1,000 to 1,000 stars for every grain of sand on all the beaches of Earth, depending on which estimates you use. Many stars have planets. Our own sun has 8 recognized planets, and there are likely hundreds of billions of planets in the Milky Way alone. Take every grain of sand from every beach on Earth. Count them all. When you think you've reached an unimaginable number, understand this. The observable universe may contain thousands to millions of stars for every single grain of sand you've counted. And those stars are scattered across a universe roughly 93 billion light years wide. And there's an even deeper twist. That's only the observable universe. We don't know how large the entire universe is. It could be enormously larger, or potentially infinite.